คู่ที่5นะครับร่องน้ำแดงสิงโต3ร่องน้ำแดงนะครับเล็กพัฒนาไปไว้เรื่องของประตู2ร่องน้ำเงินนะครับเดี๋ยวนะครับเรือจะสตาร์ทเครื่องแล้วนะครับถ้าท่านผู้ชมอยู่ลำเส้นชัยก็จะเห็นน้ำบานเมื่อไหร่ครับเรือออกแน่นะครับคู่ที่6นะครับเตรียมตัวเลยนะครับตอนนี้คู่
Sunday morning and I'm in the factory areas in Samut Prakan in Bangkok. And why am I here? I'm here for boat racing. So my good wife said, want to go to a boat race? And I said, yeah, sure. It's up country, out back of Samut Prakan area, which is outside of Bangkok. And I said, yeah, sure. And then this morning, when I woke up, I said, what are we actually doing today? And she goes, oh, it's a dam. I was like, oh, okay. She goes, kind of a dam. It's kind of like a dam. I said, oh, you mean like a lake? She goes, yeah, like a lake. Like a pond? Yeah, like a pond. See over my shoulder, you'll see some offerings, offerings for the spirits for good fortune. So this team behind me, they're doing all their preparations. They're considering the spirits, the spirit lake spirits in there. They're hoping for some good fortune. So they've got the red Fanta and a few other little offerings. Amazing machines. The competition is the 9BT engine power size. So 9BT and hello. So we now got a new race going here. Locals are loving it. I think there's a fair few beers and whiskies going down this morning already. And I suspect there's a bit of gambling going on. This is just one of the smaller competitions, like a practice match if you like. But there's bigger events coming up, so I'd like to come back to one of the bigger events. Hello! Thank you. So, needless to say, I am the only FARANG in town. Now, if you're not sure what the word FARANG is, I'll explain a little bit later, but I'm the only foreigner around. And I like it that way. Nice to see what the people in the suburb. In fact, this is one of those places where people actually really wear fisherman's pants. They're not the tourist type with the elephant print, but the traditional elephant pants, if you see over my shoulder there. So, real Thai people actually do wear these pants. final. It's a photo finish. Blue team or red team? My money's on the blue team. So after reviewing the footage, the blue team and red team crossed the line exactly the same time. It was a dead heat. So they're going to run the match again. So red against blue. Let's see who the winner is this time. There's two clearly different strategies preparing for the rematch. Blue team are working on their engine. They've got this heating system that they're trying to warm up the engine. They're tweaking it. Whereas the red team are actually working on technique, and the guy's doing a few practice run-throughs and working on his positioning and technique. So it's going to be tense. Looking forward to the big final. The blue team won it, so it's clearly the strategy of working on the engine and having the driver just rest, relax, mentally prepare seemed to be the strategy that won on the day. So the blue team are the winners in the rematch. Trophy presentation time now. So there's my wife and Auntie. So this is actually where Auntie lives. So Auntie's husband, the step uncle, if you wish, he owns this little lake or little body of water. So this is his competition. So I've got no idea what Auntie and Uncle do for a living. So back in the good old days, this is where the canal boat races used to occur. So it was there was a lot of canal areas in Samut Prakan. This is out like in the factory district of Samut Prakan. So in Samut Prakan, this is where they'd have these boat races. However, now so many canals have actually been closed in or built in, and roads over the top of them. So they can't actually have the boat races here anymore in the canal area. So that's why Uncle has opened up his lake to these boat races. And also, if you look on the edge, you'll see some of the little shacks, very small shacks. People can actually go to these areas and fish. So they rent out that little shack for a half a day or a couple of hours, take some food and snacks and fish in the pond. So the pond's for fishing, and the pond is also for the boat races. So this is my first boat race experience. I was actually quite impressed by it all. I really enjoyed the experience. So I'm definitely coming back for the big final in a couple of weeks, and now I understand a little bit more, and now I've kind of got my favourite team, the blue team, so I'll be rooting for them. And now I might even do what the locals do. Might wear myself some fisherman's pants, and I might bring a few beers and maybe even a few, or even a bottle of Lᴜധᴇ. So that's what I've got to look forward to. I think it's always important in life to have something to look forward to. So for me, it's the boat canal final in Samut Prakan. Little puppy. So the Thai word for a foreigner is FARANG. The origin of this word comes from French FARANG, and it was then somehow converted into FARANG. So when you're in Thailand, you'll hear that word FARANG quite a bit. It actually, the word FARANG is more associated with the white people, the Australians, the Europeans, the North Americans. That when the word first appeared in Thai common vernacular, it was the old Phalang and then the Phalang. So I'd be considered a Phalang, but the original Portuguese settlers, they are the old Phalang, and they were not liked so much, unfortunately. I guess it may be the way they dealt with the local people or interacted with the local people, but they didn't have a great reputation. But a new Phalang like me, a Phalang, I feel very welcomed in Thailand. Now, interestingly enough, the word for Phalang is not really associated with the Asian visitors to Thailand. Chinese are the Chinese, Japanese are the Japanese, Burmese, Myanmar people are called the Burmese. So it seems that the neighbouring countries are differentiated by their actual nationalities, whereas the people like me, we're all Phalang. So in Thailand there is, with the Thai people, there are different classes of society, which I think in most cultures have. There's the lower class, the middle class, and the upper class. And for the Thais, they don't generally mix amongst each other. But as a Phalang, as a foreigner, I can actually mix with the lower class, I can mix with the middle class, and I can mix with the upper class. And I'm welcome no matter where I go. So I find it actually a privilege to be I'm in a privileged position being a Phalang in Thailand. I feel quite welcomed when I'm with the local people. However, I do think it's also a bit of an attitude. Consider myself open-minded, quite friendly. There's a lot of Phalang who are not open-minded and who are not friendly. And funny enough, they're not really welcomed so much. In fact, they're probably not welcomed in their hometown very much, but I won't get into that. My advice, keep an open mind, be friendly, and you'll be fine in Thailand. Keep an open mind, be friendly, be considerate. You'll be welcome in Thailand, no problem. In fact, you'll be welcome in lots of countries with an open mind and a friendly attitude. So one example of how friendly Thai people and accommodating and welcoming Thai people can be, the announcer here was doing all the announcing, where there's actually two announcers. There's an announcer at the finish line, and then there's the announcer at the start. The guy at the start, he was doing all of his announcing in Thai. Then when he saw me and gave me a big smile, his beautiful black mustache that was recently dyed jet black, he then started announcing in English as well. So this is an example of how I feel actually quite welcome here in Thailand, and people are very accommodating for me. However, every now and again I don't feel that welcome. There was one teenager there who said hello and then gave me the finger, and all his mates giggled. With that, I'll put that down to teenagers. Teenagers being teenagers. I think I need to conclude. Find somewhere where I can have a beer and sit amongst the locals and just smile and nod, because my Thai language skills are not quite good enough to really communicate, but I'm very good at smiling and nodding and drinking beer. So that's how my day's gonna pan out here at the boat races. Nice way to finish the day, I think.